Hey, welcome. I'm Marina Orms. Here we are for session 3 of the Astrology Jetpack, 10 planets to accelerate your vision for 2019. I'm super excited to be here, and today we are going to be talking about the soul-based action plan, part 1, alignment and support. And so you're going to have an opportunity to create your very own soul-based action plan that will get you off to a great start for the year and keep you on track as you go throughout the year with your own goals, what is most important to you, and reminding you of your highest purpose and how you're going to keep going step by step and month by month to get there. It's going to keep you on track with what is most important in your life. So we'll be diving in with that soon. First, I just want to welcome you all and remind you that we are here for the Astrology Jetpack. There is a Facebook event set up for this. And so if you go to that event page, it's called Astrology Jetpack. You can search on it on Facebook, or of course, find it in our links, any of the links that we've been posting. And click on tickets on that event page to get your free ticket that will give you access to all of the reminders and all the handouts that we have, some super valuable handouts for you that as we have gone through each of these sessions. And we're on session 3 now, so the ones that you have missed or perhaps not missed, hopefully you've been with me, are available as recordings. So catch all of those if you haven't yet. And if you, on the first day when we kicked off our series here, I talked about the What is My Vision worksheet. And so I'm hoping that all of you have had a chance to sit down and work through that and give some deep focus and thought to what is most important to you, because that's what we're going to be working on today, is a plan for how to bring that into being in your life. Super, super important. Really, what else in your life could possibly be more important than your soul's deepest needs? This is the reason why you're here. Everything else in life is all about how you're doing that, right? So every challenge, every circumstance, every goal that you're trying to reach, everything that happens to you, how you work with that, how you set your clear intentions for how you want things to unfold, all of that, excuse me, all of that is keeping you on the path of what it is you're truly here to do. And that's the purpose that you feel deep inside. And that purpose is revealed by your astrology chart. And so a really good astrologer can look at your chart and help you connect with the deeper truth of why things are important to you, what is your natural path of alignment and purpose and meaning that feels true and right for you. And the beautiful thing about that is that what feels true and right for you deep in your heart, in your soul, in your deepest truth is also what it is the world needs you to be. And so the world right now, in the current state of affairs, I could spend a couple hours talking about where we are in our human evolution and why things are unfolding right now the way they are. But the bottom line is that what's being asked of us is that we step into our own inner authority, into basically our own purpose. And so what feels true and right inside of you is really what the world needs you to be. And offering your gifts, sharing the essence of who you are, sharing what you've learned, your experiences, all of the wisdom and knowledge and skills that you have developed throughout your life. And so some of those are really practical, tangible skills that you've learned and gotten practice with and gotten really good at and have to offer. And some of those are very personal skills. It's skills with how you make decisions, how you treat yourself, how you show up in your relationships, how you relate to your creativity and to your work. So these are all part of what you have to offer, and it's part of the whole. And we talk a lot about wholeness in this type of astrology with the Orm's method of transformational astrology. So in that wholeness, you have all these different really, really important parts to offer and share. Every day there's something with technology that we're dealing with. And today, I love this problem. Today the sun is shining on me here in Eugene, Oregon. And so the sun is actually being bright and not just hidden, veiled by the clouds, but I have bright sunlight coming in on me. And so I'm trying to angle my camera in just the right way so that you don't see weird lines on me. But I think I'm doing pretty good. I might have to rotate a little bit as the sun moves. Anyway, good problem to have. So and it's beautiful because, of course, we are talking about shining our lights today and you shining your light. So let's dive in. And I know that last time we spoke about your the 10 planets in your chart, and so you'll definitely want to catch that if you missed it. Knowing that you have not just one sign, not just your sun sign that you know about from childhood usually, but knowing about all 10 planets in your chart and that you have a sign for each one, and that for each planet, which each one represents a different part of yourself, you have a soul lesson for that planet that is shown to you by what that sign describes. So we had 2 handouts last time, and you'll want to go back and review that. Just to remind yourself that you have this depth and wealth of complexity, really, that describes who you are. So that's why when people try to simplify astrology and make it fit into a box, it doesn't fit easily into a box, because as you can see, there are all these different parts of you, and the way that they interact is very complex, which is really what we need. We need a system that is truly complex to describe us, because we feel complex. We don't feel like we can easily fit into a box. And so that complexity is actually very valuable. And when I work with clients, I work with them to look at their chart and to go into all that depth, because it is, as you see, it's a lot of information, and really fun. I think if you're a beginner, really fun to start to look one at a time at where those are, and just to kind of process the information, see how that applies, how it feels, maybe where you're confused because it doesn't immediately make sense. So just taking that step by step on your own. And then for people who work with me, that's what we do. We sit down and we look at your chart, and we take all of those pieces, the soul lesson for each sign of each planet, for each house in your chart. So there's not only 12 signs, but there's also 12 houses. And we also look at how each planet relates to the other planets in your chart through their geometric relationships that we call aspects. And what I help you do is really dive in with the whole complexity and discern what it is that's important and relevant to you in terms of what you're dealing with in your real life. So the situations and circumstances of your life are happening, and how do we pick out what's in your chart that can give you insight that can help you manage your current situation and circumstances, get insight and information that helps you know how to have a powerful conversation with someone in your life, or what direction you want to go, or where you need clarity, or where you need boundaries or endings, beginnings, choices, all those kinds of things. It's not that your chart is going to tell you what to do. It's that your chart is going to tell you how to understand yourself so you can make the most powerful choice. And that's why it's so valuable as a tool. So that complexity is what I help people with when we work together. It's more than we have time, obviously, to teach you in this training session, as exciting as it is to have the amount of time with you that I do, we're really only able to hit the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more. So in what we're going to do today, we're completing the soul-based action plan. And I'm going to show you my book one more time. Here it is. A bunch of you are getting yours in the mail right now. And so if you haven't yet, you can order your copy at astrologyheals.com. The 10 planets, the soul-based action plan, everything is in the book. So you'll love that, along with some great stories of my life and case studies from clients and their stories that really help illustrate this. So as we look at the soul-based action plan, we're going to fill it in today without having all the depth and detail that you get when you work privately with me. So that's an option that's available, but there's still some really great tools that we have that I can give you today that you can fill in and have a tangible plan to walk away with. So that's my intention for today. So if you have the handout for today, it's the Soul-Based Action Plan Worksheet, Part 1, Alignment and Support. And you see this is Part 1. Next week, we're going to be going through Part 2, which is how to use this over time. But for today, we're just going to begin filling it in. There's going to be a part we can't fill in yet until we have more time next week. But we're going to fill much of this in. So if you have the handout, now, if you don't have the handout, you can go to the tickets link on the event page. You can also email us, info@astrologyheals.com, and register for this training series to get the handouts. So, okay, so if you're looking at the Soul-Based Action Plan Worksheet, Part 1, Alignment and Support, you'll see that Section A is the alignment statement. And so that's where we begin. We begin with the big picture, what it is you want to align with. And that's why I had you complete that What is My Vision worksheet, because that exercise is so powerful in helping you get in touch with your soul's truth. So what your astrology chart reveals, your heart, your gut, your deep inner self already knows this. So I'm not going to be telling you anything in an astrology session that you don't already know. But what I do help you do is put that into words and actions and empowered choices in your life and know what to do with it. So at any rate, so this What is My Vision worksheet and your own alignment statement. So if you haven't narrowed down your alignment statement yet, or you want to work on it, keep working on it and tweaking it, that's totally fine. But you can start with something, and that's what I recommend. Even if it's not perfect, write down something that feels great. And so it's a statement of what you are choosing to align with. It's 1 to 2 sentences that is written in the present tense as if it is already true. So I want you to make your statement and feel it in your body, and imagine that it is already coming true and what that feels like, how it feels to have that, what it gives you. That's what you want to get in touch with. So, there's a couple of examples here. An alignment statement really can be anything that feels true and right and good to you. So the example 1 is, I feel good about my life and I know I have used what I have to make a positive difference for myself, those I love, and the world around me. So that's pretty general. You can also make it really specific. Like my alignment statement is that I am completing my book by the end of 2019, or I'm losing this many pounds and I feel healthy, light, and free. That's our example too. But, I don't want to overly focus on any particular goal, because we all have our own things. And really, in reality, there is something bigger and deeper behind these tangible things that we want in the world. So the more you can get in touch with that deeper place of what it is you're wanting and why, the better this plan will be. And that's why it's good to start with whatever you have right now in terms of your intentions, your alignment statement. And you can always change it later as you learn more. And that's the whole point, is to start with something and then learn. So write down your alignment statement if you haven't already. And then this is what this worksheet is going to support you with, is the alignment statement. So whatever you've written down is what you're working toward. Now, section B, lunar nodes, we're going to skip that for today. The lunar nodes are super important, and I mentioned last time that we're going to be going into the lunar nodes and what yours are. You'll be able to look yours up on a chart. That'll be next week on Thursday after we do part 2 of the soul-based action plan. And the lunar nodes are just a powerful piece of information from your chart that helps you know what to do when you're challenged, when things are difficult, when you don't know what to do. It's going to tell you how to stay on track. So we'll come back to that next week. But for now, we're going to do section C, the 4 elements. And I think everyone can relate to this. It's basically, we're going to choose 4 areas of alignment. And so 4 ways that you're going to be choosing to put yourself in the place of your ultimate statement, your vision, the things that you want, the things that are important to you. And I think Lonnie asked during one of our sessions, what do you mean by the word alignment? So that's what we mean. We mean choose what it is you want to create, what it is you want to see come into being, how you want your life to be. And then you're going to choose these 4 different areas, the 4 elements, as a way to support yourself in that. So starting with air, the 4 elements, by the way, are air, earth, fire, and water. And they correspond to: air is mind, earth is body, fire is action and action and spirit, and water is emotion and feeling. So for each of these areas, you're gonna choose a plan to stay on track with what it is, what your purpose is. So for air, choosing mindset, an aligned mindset is becoming aware of self-talk and noticing where your thoughts are not in alignment with what you desire. So this is about choosing your thoughts on purpose, reframing negative thinking, reframing thoughts that take you down the direction of what you're afraid will happen, and shifting those into expanding into new possibility. So thoughts that do not agree with your alignment statement would be things like, I can't have that. I don't deserve that. You know, these are unconscious. And so we have to catch ourselves thinking these thoughts. But when we become aware that we're thinking those thoughts, we have the ability to choose to shift them. So, you know, here's an example of a negative thought. And oh boy, that sun is coming in right now. So I can see it's getting super bright. Here, let me see if I can shift. Turn my thing a little bit. There we go. Okay. So when you, you know, these are the examples. I know what I want, but I find a million ways to avoid making them happen. So that's an example of kind of talking yourself out of something. You know, oh, I can't do it. I never stay on track. I always have things that distract me. I don't follow through. You know, those are the kinds of things that are not in alignment. They're thoughts that are not in alignment. So those thoughts can switch to, I'm ready to better understand what gets in my way so I can get back on track more quickly when I get distracted. I'm open to learning what will help me get where I want to be. I'm willing to discover what I'm capable of. These are open, positive thoughts that create the openness, the space for new possibilities. So you want to choose your thoughts. You want to choose thoughts that are in alignment with your vision and your alignment statement. And then part 2 is Earth. And Earth, I like to call it self-care. Earth deals with the physical realm, but it's also the practice of attending to our own needs so we can be strong, be available to support those we love, and feel energized and capable of offering our authentic gifts. So think about the way that you take care of your body and your physical needs, and just choose one or two things. It doesn't have to, you don't have to change your entire life. You don't have to commit to something that you know is not really possible for you. Choose simple, doable things. And I guarantee you that a small, doable shift will lead to another shift and another. So keep it small, keep it doable. And find those self-care things that are most important to you right now. Like, what is the one or two things that you could do right now that would serve your greatest good? Is it taking a little more time with your meals? You know, maybe it's not even changing your diet. Maybe it's just coming a little bit more present to the nutrition in your food. And maybe just that spaciousness and that time will help your digestion and will help you absorb the nutrients that you're already eating better. So that's an example. Maybe there's just some time that you need to prioritize for yourself, you know, carving out half an hour a week or 10 minutes a day, or whatever it is that's doable for you in your schedule that creates that tiny little shift. And one of the things I love to remind people is that it doesn't even take time. Even if you don't have 10 minutes, if you can take that moment every day when you're walking to the bathroom or every day when you're driving to work, or something that you do in your daily routine every day where your attention isn't needed for something else, and you can bring your attention to yourself. Just take that time, use that time to take a deep breath, get grounded, feel into yourself, and send yourself love. Even just doing that will create that place from which shift can happen. And it doesn't take time. Okay. If you want to prioritize time and you're ready for that, great. Go ahead and put that on your plan. So put something on your plan. This is customized for you. So it's what's going to work for you. And again, keep it small and doable. Number 3 is fire, and that is action. So we want to choose some aligned actions. Actions we're going to take in the real world that push us outside of our comfort zone, even just a tiny bit, and help us to go in the direction we want to go. So what is it you need to do? What is it you need to do that's going to help keep you on track with this vision or this goal? I have some examples here. Just take the time to list it out or make a plan. That can only take a few minutes, but the focus that you give might be the thing that makes the difference. Make that phone call or schedule a time with some important conversation that somebody you need to talk to, or something you need to do or take care of that is going to take you in this direction. Something you've been avoiding because it doesn't feel as pressing maybe as some of the other urgent things in your life. Make that a priority. Cleaning or organizing your living or working space can be a good one. Just doing something that supports you in living this highest priority for yourself. Make a doable commitment to an exercise plan or a plan for overcoming obstacles that are going to get in the way of exercise and movement. Something, even if you know, for example, if your goal is to have a good exercise plan, then make a plan, but leave a lot of spaciousness in it. Ask yourself, what's really going to work for me? And if this doesn't work, what do I need to tweak about it? What do I need to do differently? What would work better? So really keep that open mind and try things and let them flow and adapt with you as you try things and learn. So that fire action piece is all about trying and acting and doing and making forward movement. And then the final one is water. And this is my favorite. It's my absolute favorite because it's a deep, deep way of supporting yourself in a way that shifts the actual energy. And so what you want to do for the water, it's aligned feelings. It's it's providing yourself with some kind of energetic support that keeps you in the place you need to be, in that openness, in that positivity, in that willingness to reframe negative thoughts, or just to notice, hey, I wasn't taking really good care of myself, or that thought wasn't in alignment, or that thing that I just said to that person wasn't really what I wanted to say. And so having this alignment just helps to remind you where you want to be, where you want to be coming from when you are responding to others or to the things that are happening in your life. So the energetic support can come from, again, there's so many options here. A vision board or a picture, something that represents the feeling you want to create and why it's important to you. An actual representation of the thing you want to create can really help you remind you of, this is the energy I'm creating. An aromatherapy blend or a flower essence that has the qualities you're manifesting, something you can bring in and spritz on yourself or take throughout the day that will help you to create that vibrational alignment, the qualities that you're wanting to align with and create and open to and experience more of in your life. A rock or a gemstone is another one that I love. Jewelry, having gemstones in your jewelry that hold the qualities of what it is you want to be holding and creating. Then you've got them on your person or in your pocket where you can remember, even if it's just a rock that you find outside that speaks to you and you like that rock and you hold on to it and you put it in your pocket and you know that it's representing your highest good, and you decide for yourself what that is. And then whenever you feel that rock in your pocket, it just reminds you of that feeling and what it is you're creating. And again, all of this comes down to, it's these little shifts that create the underlying foundation to support you in moving forward into what you want. So it's kind of the opposite of what we've been told. We've been told, we've been told that, we have to change our habits. We have to do our lives differently. We have to be different people. We have to do things that feel daunting, or we might get started on them and have trouble following through. And the reality is that it's actually, if you can do these little things in these 4 areas, earth, air, fire, and water, you've got that underlying support that creates the ongoing shift. And so next week on Tuesday, we're going to be talking about how to take this soul-based action plan with each of the elements supporting you, and how to work with moon cycles to continue the unfolding of the vision and the goals and the things that you're really craving. And what I can tell you from years and years of personal experience working with clients and watching this and how this works is that you might have a goal, but really probably what you want is about something deeper. And you will discover what that deeper thing is through this process. And you will be amazed that what you create is even better. It might be a little bit different than what you originally envisioned, but it will be even better, and it will feel better on multiple levels. And so you will see the holistic piece of all the different parts coming together to support you in mind, body, spirit, and emotion, and how you now feel empowered at a deeper level because you understand yourself better. And that is the kind of results that I see over and over and over again, is that people are really, it's not that they get what they want, it's that they get way more than they ever thought was possible. And it opens your mind and brings this sense of awe And really, it humbles you to see what you're truly capable of. And I not only believe in that, I have years and years of experience of it being true. So, so that's our content for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I do want to check and see if there's any questions in the comments. And great. So people are, yeah, we'll be talking about the lunar nodes, section B, next week. And I know that some people had questions last time about their 10 planets and how to find your planets in your chart if you're looking at your chart. So you need a good key, and you need to you need to see what the symbols are to be able to figure out what, because it all looks like gibberish if you don't know the astrology symbols. So you need a good key that's going to help you figure out what the planet is and what sign it's in your chart. And of course, our natal report that's available at astrologyheals.com will give you the English translation of your chart and your soul lessons in each of those signs. So if you prefer that, going that route and not having to decipher the gibberish in your chart, we're happy to do that. It's $27 to order that natal report, and my team is right now working on creating a bunch for people that have ordered them already. So we'll be getting those out to you in the next few days, and just let us know if you would like one. Let's see. info@astrologyheals.com is our customer service email. If you have any questions, we're happy to help you out over there. And next week we will be, again on Tuesday, we'll be going through the Soul-Based Action Plan Part 2, and that's going to be about manifesting with moon cycles, one of my favorite topics, because I do have, as many of you know, I have a member program that's called Manifesting with Moon Cycles. So we're going to be talking about how those moon cycles can support you in an ongoing way throughout the year to have this soul-based action plan unfold for you. I'll be talking to you next week about options for working with me, if that's something that speaks to you. So we'll have an opportunity to learn more about that. And again, this is just really the tip of the iceberg. And I love opening the door to this world for people to see what's possible and how this works. And then when I work in depth with you, of course, we go in detail into your own chart and how it manifests in your own life, and how you can take charge of what's happening to you and see how it all serves you, and how to really, the tagline in my book is leverage your everyday life to step into your full potential. So I don't know if there's the sun there. We're backwards. Okay. Anyway, leverage your everyday life. So we're going to take your the real life things, the day-to-day stuff you deal with, and show you how to work with that to use it on purpose to create what it is your soul is truly here to do. So really, really exciting stuff. I look forward to seeing you again next week, and please enjoy. Let us know if you need any help. See you later.